Every live, every live, every live. Hey guys, hope you guys doing good. Let me know if you guys can hear me, see me, if everything's working, if the internet's working, everything else working, if the music's not too loud, if my face looks fine, the voice is coming in. We got lucky. Slap, here we go again. No sleep, more knowledge. Bro, you're always here. You're number one fan. No, look, you know what? I appreciate so much like the people that tune in to these live streams or the people that have been supporting my channel, just because this conversation, like, I wanted to go both ways. Yeah, I give and talk about my opinion, but I love to hear what you guys have to say, because ultimately this channel is here for all of us to get better, to help everyone. I don't want to be hey, what's up, Boothie, and hey Paul, I hear you. Nice, thanks Logic Indie. Hope is how's it going? I'm going well. HD Global, good to see you. Great to see every one of you guys here. Like I was saying earlier, I'm so amazed by the type of people I've met because of YouTube and the connection I made with you guys. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be like every other YouTube channel over there just fighting for views. I just literally want to share my experience of what it's like switching careers, getting a job, and I want to make this all about what can we all do together to continue to grow as developers, you know. And that's like the main goal of this channel, is to be as helpful as I can through my storytelling, my experience, and hopefully I give you guys some good tips, you know, stuff that's helpful, that you guys get your work, get your job, or continue to learn, continue to get better. So in today's stream, I wanted to talk about what I've learned from being employed for past 3 years or so, working as a web developer, the struggle I had, and some of the realizations I had, just to kind of help you guys, you know, set expectations. And the first company I worked for, it wasn't the easiest company to work for, so maybe you guys are going to have a better experience. But at the same time, I also want to talk about it from the standpoint of, like, when you're learning to code, like, what is your goal? What are you trying to achieve? Like, and obviously your goal is to get a job. And then once you get a job, there's certain realizations you have and things you realize that, like, wow, like I mean, at least for me, like, I felt like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing. And now I have this job, and now I have to deliver stuff and make stuff happen. So this kind of jump from, like, it's like, you know, like when you're climbing a ladder and it's just missing a couple of steps, so you're like, yes, I got this, and then all of a sudden you got like really reach, like, to get that next run up. I think that's what it's like getting hired. You know, you do these tutorials, you build your portfolio, you think like, oh, I'm comfortable, I know what I'm doing, this is amazing, this is great. And then when you get your job, it's like you're like, whoa, there's a bigger jump in like things that I needed to know that I still don't know. And luckily, I think when you're getting hired, people understand that there's going to be some growing pains, and they give you like time to acclimate and slowly kind of evolve into the role that you applied for. Because in my experience, I feel like, especially coming from the standpoint of self-taught, maybe it's the same no matter what you do, is that when you getting hired, like, when you get to the job, it's like there's like additional learning that needs to happen, additional growing that needs to happen. It's up to you to kind of push that pace and make it happen. And let me know if you guys got hired, or your first job experience, if you guys had it, if it was like similar like that. And there was like this girl I talked to, amazing. She told me, she's like, look, I worked really hard to build my portfolio, really hard to get my job. And then when she got a job, she had like this, like, almost like rude awakening, like, holy crap, now I'm responsible to be able to deliver and do things. And there's that real sense of, you know, imposter syndrome. At least for me, I felt it, and she says she felt it, where you're like, oh my God, they're gonna catch on. They're gonna know that I don't know anything. They're gonna catch me out. They're gonna fire me. And you know what? Like, I felt like that for the first 6 months, where I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna get fired. Today is the day I'm gonna get fired. And somehow I stayed in the company for a year and a half before I decided to leave myself. Yeah, and Woothie says the same thing. I felt that way too after getting hired. I was put much more time after work to make sure I was not failing behind and keeping up with learning and self-teaching. And you know what? That is a great point. That's exactly like experience I had. I think that's experience that most people do. And sure, it definitely gets better after the first 8 months, but there is that, transition stage, which a lot of people don't even know happens, and you don't expect. A lot of people think like, okay, there's some stuff I'm going to learn, and then I'm going to go to work. It's going to be this easy transition. And here's the thing is that, like, this is what I'm realizing, like, you're always learning barely enough to be productive in the thing that you're trying to do, and then when you get there you continue to learn, but it's never like smooth sailing. You definitely will have to your first 3 to 6 months, 8 months. For me it was like a year where I literally had to do a lot of extra stuff at home to try to keep up. And some people say maybe you were like unprepared or whatever. And the thing is, it's like, when you're going self-taught route, and I'm assuming the college route too, is like you just don't know what to expect when starting working at a company. You just don't know like what it's going to be like, what do you have to know. And a lot of the things that you do learn, you learn enough to basically what I realized, like, tutorials teach you how to learn. Building projects are going to teach you how to get hired and how to get a job, because at the end of the day you have to get delivered. Like, I'll tell you this right now, if you do a bunch of tutorials, right, and let's say you use, I'm not saying this is wrong, I've done it at the beginning, like, I'm not going to lie to you, I put my Udemy portfolio projects right into my portfolio at the beginning. But here's the thing, if you don't build stuff from scratch and you somehow get a job when it's day one to start working, you're going to be lost 100% if you've never done from scratch. This experience of building things from scratch becomes like really, really important. And so one of the first things I learned from, working as a web developer, no matter how much you prepare, there's going to be a growing pain where you are looking to get acclimated into the environment, figure out how work flow happens, how it works, and hopefully based on what you learned prior to getting the job will be enough skills to allow you to learn what you need to do, to learn what your role requires, to be able to do the work that you're getting paid for, to allow you to continue to work your job. By the way, if you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button, not for me, but for all of you awesome guys in the comments, all of you guys watching this stream, because without you guys, this would not exist. And by smashing the like button, you're allowing the YouTube push this to more viewers to have them jump on. But always awesome. And look, Woothie's doing a great job communicating in the comments. Don't be shy. This is why we're here. After you're getting hired, what kind of projects do you think is the next step for the next job career? Bro, I mean, listen, when I got hired, at the company, because it was a small company, they expected you to wear many hats. And so I like everybody smashing the like button. Yeah, thank you guys. They put me like in stuff that I wasn't ready for, and I spent like weeks just trying to get acclimated. But here's the thing that I realized, that's a great question, is that if you got hired, just look at it this way, and the things that you're doing are too easy, number one, like, you're either overqualified for the role or I don't know what happened. Because the point is, you're going to get positions where they expect you to figure stuff out, and that's going to be your job to figure out, and it's going to require you to use some brain power, kind of like be like looking stuff up and solving a problem. That's what you're getting paid for. And this is kind of like to your question, like, what is the next project you think the next step for the next job career is? Basically solving higher level problems. And I'll give you an example. For instance, I built a bunch of React applications, do like the front end, do the basics, talking to a database. For me now, it's becoming like second nature. I get it. And so it makes sense. And hey, NCH, what's up? Jason versus Jason finally caught the live stream. Thanks for all the great content. Man, love all of you guys and love all you supporting me, some dude on the internet. But we're talking about like the next step, kind of like, there's going to be a thing. Yo, what's up, brother? I'm Fume Mayor. Damn, I'm going to one day not butcher the name. But when you realize is that the goal is to start taking on more complex challenges. So you start to move from a junior to a mid-level role. And I'll tell you one of the things that I'm working on now, which was a challenge for me, because from all the projects on Udemy, from all the courses I took, none of these courses showed what I had to figure out. So we have a project which has a database, obviously, and then you need to be able to import that data. But the service that we're providing, we're going to have users that are going to have data already that needs to be imported in our database. But our database has certain fields, right, with certain names. Anna, what's up? Hey, it's good to put a human name to your username. Anna's actually really cool. I talked to her on Zoom, and she showed me some of the stuff she was working on, and she's doing some full stack projects, really amazing, like really good stuff. And I usually tell people, don't jump into full stack right away, not because it's bad. Like, full stack is good. You should all like strive to be full stack developers. It's just, to me, it was really, really hard, and I had to kind of like rein myself in and do like, dude, I'm going to do front end first. When I get and understand front end, I'm going to start diving into back end, and this is kind of what I'm doing. But here's like what I was going to say, like being able to solve some of these higher level challenges. And like one of the things I had to figure out how to do is how to import data from a CSV file to our database and do it in a sense, or create like a way to import it in a way where not only I can do it, but let's say someone who's responsible for that at a job do it, who's not a technical person. So I basically had to create a parser. I had to make sure that whenever I get the CSV file, it is able to automatically map the data accordingly to our database, and then the fields that it doesn't recognize, you should have this ability to manually map that data. And then you want to make sure that when you import it into the database, because this is going to be a production environment, that there's no mistakes, because imagine messing it up. So that's like for me, that was a more challenging problem. And one of the biggest challenges with that for me was that the fear that if I write code, that when someone goes to use it, like it imports wrong, it messes up the database wrong. And so there's all these things where you got to be like, damn, you got to make sure not only are you writing good code, you also got to make sure that your code that you write is not going to break the database in the production. Imagine writing code, pushing it onto the production, and having it like break the database that users are using, and that's kind of like, what I feel like the next step is constantly taking on some of these harder problems that you're trying to solve. And that's how you're growing as a developer, where at the end of the day, you're not making a basic simple website, but you're solving more complex problems. And that is challenging, because a lot of times when you get these problems, you don't even know what the solution is. I recently built a full stack admin dashboard template. It's pretty basic though. Hey, that's what I still build, bunch of basic stuff. It happened, like that's how we start. That's what we do. But the cool part, all of you guys that are building stuff and actually following through and finishing. And this is part of the reason why I started the Tuesday night stream where we're building a project, because I want to show you that if you're consistent, like over time, you're going to be able to get that project done. So if you watch my live stream, I'm farther ahead like where I was before. I'll like quickly share my screen to show you. It's nothing special because we only work on the stream for a little bit. I kind of made some changes and added, but we're building this like simple application. Let me finish the comments here. They're asking, did you deploy it? And then, does basic mean easy or not complex? Only authentication stuff works. And yep. Definitely share the link to the project once you deploy it. I want to see, I'm working on the dashboard right now. Hey, Hologram Nunchucks, great to see you. Hey, Paul, love your channel. Snake Eyes, man, love you, man. I love all of you guys. You guys are awesome. I think it's complex with the code, but it's basic for user experience. Listen, instead of talking about is it complex, is it not complex, here's what I'm going to tell you. Woody is building stuff. You know what I mean? He's building projects. He's working to completion. You need to, guys, and I know if you watch this channel, you all know where my stance for it and how, like, listen, every one of you have to build stuff. That's what prepares you for a job. I've taken tutorials. I've been stuck in tutorial hell. I'll tell you this. This is what I know from being and working at my job. If I only did tutorials and did not build anything and kind of got an interview and pushed my tutorial projects, and let's say somehow I got hired, I would have been fired really quickly, because your responsibility at your job is to deliver things, deliver projects. That means you have to be able to build stuff. And here we go. Let's Gabe equals true. I love that name. Hello all, currently going through the Foundry self-paced. I got that course too. And listen, Foundry, they did an amazing thing. And I'm not learning C# right now. I just want to put it out there. I did C# in my past job. I got the self-paced course. I looked at all the stuff that they offer. But to be honest with you, I didn't start taking it because at my current job right now, my requirement for work is React and JavaScript. Not saying that you can't get a job with C#. You definitely can. There's definitely a lot of opportunities. Like whatever stack you decide to learn, if it's React and JavaScript or C# with ASP.NET, pick it, stick with it. You're going to get hired. Just don't flip and flop. You know what I mean? But their self-course is amazing. I'll actually, since you brought it up, I'll talk about that in just a second. Did your company use MongoDB or some other database? All the companies that I worked at to this point, and this is something that I talked to a bunch of other people, is that MongoDB is easy to get started for your own personal projects, but all the companies I worked at, they use some sort of SQL like database, either Postgres, MySQL, SQL. That's the most common. So the project that I'm building right now, like on our Tuesday night stream, I'm going to show you in a second, we're using Postgres QL. In it, and because that's the most common one. So when learning, that's actually a great question, Leon, is that, and let me throw that back up, is that when you're learning, make sure you guys learning stuff that is being used by companies. And if you're starting with a database, no matter how hard it could be, start with Postgres, because it's going to help you the most. Lucky, I often try to find JS project ideas and then try to build them. That's very, very, often trying. I'm assuming that's trying to find JS project ideas. Yeah, definitely keep building stuff. Very important. Big B420, what's up? Great to have you here. Yeah, check out Paul's Slack on the community build or our Discord channel. I'll put that link in a second. But before I'll show you, also I wanted to plug in Foundry self-paced camp for those of you who are interested in ASP.NET, C#. You cannot go wrong with it. And let me see if I think it's called Foundry. Is it like self-paced? What's the link for them? It's been for, it's Learn Foundry. I'll show you guys. All right, let me switch my screen. Listen, this is what I want to tell you guys. Let me switch my screen. When I talk about stuff, when I talk about Udemy courses, when I talk about, things like that I recommend, I don't recommend them just to be like, hey guys, look at this. I own it. I've seen it. I own it. I took it. I did it. And this is Foundry self-paced course, right? I'm logging in. I am logged in. Here's my view product. And this is an amazing course. They have a lot of great content, a lot of good lessons. Let me make the screen bigger. And if you're, by the way, they're specialized in C#, ASP.NET. So if you're looking for C#, ASP.NET, Foundry's self-paced bootcamp is the best place to go. It is a steal for the amount of money you pay for it. And it's the exact same material and more that they teach at their live bootcamp. And the reason why it's cheaper than the live bootcamp is because, live bootcamp, you need to have physical instructors, physical assistants. You got to pay people, but this is a course, and it's amazing. So they give you Discord support, and they start you nice and easy. And what I like it, they start you with the most important parts, like intro to Git, knowing how GitHub works, creating a repo, branching repos, and then they jump into HTML. You go through that. I'm just going to scroll down through it. I'm not going to spend forever, but I just want to say, if you're looking for C# ASP.NET, this is a great place to start. They use Bootstrap 5, nothing wrong with that. Then they eventually jump into JavaScript, and you start working, building your development project. and then they jump into like JavaScript, and then again, because they use ASP.NET and C#, you kind of can't build anything without C# if you're in that ecosystem. If you're using ASP.NET, it's a given you're using C#. And so they give like a lot of good projects and build a lot of stuff. And if you're gonna try to go to bootcamp, let's say, and it's too, like, you're like, oh, a lot of bootcamps are too expensive. I mean, look at how much content they have here. Tons of content, and they're constantly adding more and more stuff. But, you know, and you could probably go to coderfoundry.com, and I don't get paid for this or any of that other stuff. I just like want to share with us since you know, one of you guys brought it up. But, you know, this is their website, and, you know, amazing place. And especially if you're looking for ASP.NET, C#, that's a great place to go. By the way, if you're looking to learn React, there's plenty of courses on Udemy. I recommend John Smigler courses right now just because they're straight to the point. He's got a lot of practice stuff that he does, and you don't need to take a lot of courses, but we'll talk more about it because I do want to talk about like the lessons learned from working and more talking to you guys, you know, on the stream, answering questions, engaging with you. Yep. And we talked about MongoDB. Yep, we talked about Big B. Okay. Yep, so we got Slack channel, but I'm moving everybody to Discord, so that's great. Let me add our Discord here. Alright, Discord to the invite. I'm gonna throw it in the comments, guys. So if you guys want to jump in, and we have a, you know, I try to talk to comment there as much as I can. The best way, by the way, to talk to me is to talk to me on these live streams. This is like the best way available. I also going to do some teaching. I want to start. I actually talked to someone. Actually, I talked to John Smigler, the guy from Coding Addict, the guy's courses that I recommend all the time. I actually reached out to him because it's like, bro, like your courses helped me so much, and because of your React course, like that actually helped me to get hired based on the knowledge that I learned. So I was like, wow, like it'll be amazing. And you know what? He reached out to me. He's like, oh man, Paul, I watched your stuff. It would be amazing for us to talk. So we got together, we talked and chatted. I think we created some like pretty good valuable content for people looking to learn to code, and some of the most important things to watch out. So like once those videos are done, I'm gonna release those guys so you guys could check them out. You know, amazing guy. But besides that, like talking to him, you know, like he goes to me like, Paul, like I watch your live streams, like you definitely know what you're doing. You have a job, right? You don't have to be like a complete expert, because there's plenty of beginners that need help to whom you could provide you know, help. And so what I decided is I'm going to start offering, you know, tutoring for people that want to improve their, you know, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, beginner type of like tutorial stuff, to do it like one-on-one. And I realize not everybody's going to be able to like afford it, and I'm not going to charge that much when I'm starting out. Like I'm going to have a special. It's going to be like $25 an hour if you want to do coaching, which is a steal. It's a steal for one-on-one lessons. I know people charge $80, $100, or like the normal rate is $50 an hour. But also because of that, I'm going to like donate part of my time, like 4 hours a week, to, you know, and we'll see how it goes, to those of you who want to get some personal help training. I'm going to offer it for free. I'm going to send set up a Calendly link. So if you guys are interested, it's first come, first serve. So if some of you guys, money is tight, I get it. You can't for whatever reason, but you want to get some extra help, you know, I'm going to set something up for you guys to be able to schedule some time with me, because number one, it'll give me opportunity to practice coaching. Number two, it's like giving back to the community, and also like, you know, and obviously those of you who like $25 an hour once a week, every 2 weeks, whatever, once a month, if that's something that like you're able to float, which many of us can, like you could definitely schedule some paid lessons for me. But I am going to do you know, free stuff to like kind of just give back to you guys, just to be like, hey, you know what, like I want to, you know, help you guys for those who can't. And so this is actually good. I'm going to share a Calendly link, and this is for the initial like meet and greet. So you could also help me out. Let me know if the link works. But if you want to schedule some time with me, one-on-one or what have you, you could go to that link there. For that one-on-one. I don't have any courses to sell yet. Lucky's like, I'm going to buy your course in an instant. Yeah, I don't have a course to sell yet. That's why I recommend Josh Miller courses. But I will do some one-on-ones. The reason why I want to do one-on-ones, there's many reasons, but I like this teaching face-to-face. I like talking to you guys. I like to teach in a motivating way that helps you guys feel good about what you're learning and keep your motivation to continue to move forward to get ahead in the field. And then here we go. We're going to check out the Slack. Yep. You're so right about having to build projects from scratch without tutorials. I'm slowly getting used to being comfortable with not knowing how to implement a feature and figuring out, 100% hologram nunchucks. And let me tell you, I'm so 100%, you come to realizations. One of the realizations, what I learned from working as a developer is that if I only did tutorials and only, in my portfolio I had the tutorial projects and I didn't build anything from scratch or try to, I would have never been able to keep my job. Here's the new rule that I came up. Rule 1, tutorials teach you how to learn. They don't help you how to get a job. But building projects from scratch on your own is what going to get you job ready, because you're going to run into problems and it's going to teach you the most important part, which is how to problem solve, how to solve problems, and how to look stuff up. By the way, smash the like button if you haven't smashed it yet. Don't do it for me. Do it for everybody in here. And love the questions. Keep the questions coming, because I want to make sure that I engage with all of you. Why most companies use SQL DB? What's wrong with NoSQL? Nothing wrong with NoSQL database, but a lot of companies, they have a relationship data. So they're going to have one item, let's say customers, and then they're going to have products and a bunch of other ones, and they want to make sure that they're able to have relationships between those things. And SQL databases are a relationship database, and they help companies. Basically, they solve a lot of use cases that the companies need, and that's why it's very common. But there are companies that use MongoDB. It's just not as common as SQL. 100%. I just saw your comment, Boothie. That's exactly why, man. That's why you guys are all awesome, helping each other out in the chat. John's React course is great. Found him through this channel. Hey, that's amazing. And John's course is amazing. Ken, hey, how's your studying been going? Great to see you. Can you share your most memorable interview? Like what do you mean by most memorable interview? Do you mean something that I remember? I remember all my failures. I remember going back home being, Jesus Christ, Paul, how did you not answer that question right? And there's many different types of interviews, and any interview that kind of goes hey, we're going to put you in front of the whiteboard. Why don't you show us how to traverse this tree? I failed miserably. I don't do well because that's something I didn't prepare for. And honestly, there's not that many use cases where at work you're going to be doing something like that. Maybe when you work for Google, or maybe when you're more high level. But at the same time, the interviews that I really like and do is the ones where you come in and they'll tell you, hey, can you build this component, or can you do this and stuff like that? And I'm yeah, because I could do that. Building stuff is important. This is why I keep constantly talking about this idea. You need to build stuff because you need to get comfortable building stuff from scratch, because when you're at an interview, they might ask you questions that experience that you're going to get or prepared for that is because you have experience building stuff and you understand what you did with your code, you understand how to talk about what you did in the code and all this other stuff. But speaking of projects, listen, I know all of you guys are building, and I would have never got a job if I never started practicing building stuff from scratch. And Jason, a great question. We will spend actually some time on that. So I'm going to kind of file this away, and then in 2 minutes we're going to come back, because I want to kind of mention the Tuesday night stream that I got going on, where we're data structures algorithm, common in, let me answer this first. are common interviews you've been in. So here's the thing. A lot of the interviews, and this is based also on the stats from HackerRank, is that a lot of times you will get some data structures and algorithm stuff, but 80% of the questions are the questions that you should know, and they will literally be around array and array methods. If it's pertaining to JavaScript, they will talk you to be able to do some stuff with arrays. They'll tell you do you know all the methods for arrays, like map for each? Can you use a for loop to go through an array? Can you use reduce method, which comes from the arrays, which they don't even ask that. And then maybe 20% of the companies are going to ask you deep search in a binary tree, or they'll tell you can you make a graph table, or whatever. So when I interviewed, all the companies I interviewed with, only one asked data structure questions in a way where they wanted binary tree, GraphQL stuff, and that's the stuff that I didn't know how to do. I definitely failed in that interview. I did not get the job. And by the way, that's great, because I don't want to be at a job where that's a requirement, because that's not what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to be a web developer and looking to do that type of workflow. So there's plenty of companies that will definitely ask you basic and JavaScript stuff that you have to know from the standpoint if you're applying for a JavaScript job. They're going to may ask you some problems that you should be able to solve on the board, but they're not going to be super crazy like you see for Google or Amazon. Okay, if you're interviewing for Fang, you got to know that stuff 100%. But for majority of other companies, the interviews usually are around JavaScript stuff, especially for junior level, and how to work with arrays, basic stuff, or how to make something show up in the DOM with JavaScript, or they'll have you build stuff out with React. And so that's cool. And then we'll definitely come back to this question in just a second, but I want to share here's the project. Obviously this project is anemic, meaning not a lot of functionality, because I'm only building it on the live stream. I did some changes to it, but the point is everybody should be building live. So here's a thing I'm building. It's called DevHunt. It's basically going to be community-driven website for you guys, for developers to be able to post their projects, for other people to be able to like them, comment on them. And so for now, the basic functionality is I'll kind of quickly go over this. And if you're bored, just let me know in the comments, and we'll move on to something else. No problem. But this is what we're building on a Tuesday night stream. So very simple. I created a diagram. We want to have basically, users. Users should have likes. They should have portfolios, and you should be able to leave comments. And so our basic UI, this is our front page, kind of what you see that I created. And then we have a login page, and then we also have a detail page, something that I'm working on now. And so we have this is the site that kind of you have, your portfolio. So this is, by the way, coming from our database that we created from Strappy. And so a couple of functionality I added. For instance, if you're not logged in, you try to like something, it's going to be no, you can't like something, because this is only for logged in users, because I want people to be able to like or view the content are people that actually want to engage with this community. So I implemented that login. For instance, if you want to check the details, you got to log in. So test, are you logged in? You're not logged in. So let me go and log in. Damn, I don't remember. Nope, test user email. And again, we don't have too much built, but here's the thing is, you don't have to build a lot. You have to start and you have to do it. And I'm sharing with you this project because I want to show you that you don't have to start with a lot or something super complex. This is super simple. So now, since I'm logged in, I'm able to like or unlike, the stuff that I liked or didn't like. And then if I want to see the detail page, this is not done yet, but you could go to the detail page, which is going to show you the details of the portfolio project. It's going to here show links to Slack to see more the project live, stuff like that. And then also it's going to have a comment section for you guys to leave comments. So that's phase 1. Phase 2, I want to allow you guys to be able to write blogs about stuff that you guys doing. And then phase 3 is building a dashboard, which allows you to have sort of a project management here where you could manage your own projects. And phase 4 for this eventually is going to be, let me log out, go back home. Phase 4 is going to be, there's going to be a section here for developers and recruiters. So this is going to keep track of all the projects, all the upvoted projects, all the projects with the most stars. And then I'm going to create a section here for recruiters to be able to log in and be able to check and find candidates that have top rating. And that way they get to see candidates that definitely have the experience. And so we're matching people with experience from their portfolio rating that you guys are going to give, and recruiters. That's like phase 4 at some point, maybe it's going to happen. And so what I want this to be like a thing where you guys are motivated to build stuff, share stuff, and rate each other, to motivate each other to constantly build your points, build your experience, to get yourself to the level of development like where you need to be. So maybe like, you know, you're level 1 because you just started and your portfolio sucked, because my portfolio sucked when I just started. But over time, you build experience, you build better portfolios, more complex portfolios, and you're going to be like, oh, now I have a score of like 1,000. That means I'm job ready. That's the idea. I don't know like what it is, but this is what we're building on our live stream stuff every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, Leon, I'm about to get to you. Yep. Here, my job test with HackerRank. For beginners, the best Udemy course, hands down, is Udemy by Scott Barrett. Data structures on Udemy, Scott Barrett, data structures. I haven't checked it out yet. Let me open Udemy here. Hey, thanks for the recommendation. I think that's awesome. Search Scott Barrett. And Leon, here we go. 22 results. Let me actually do data structures with 2 S's because I don't know how to spell. Scott Barrett right here. Algorithm. Obviously, wait until this course is on sale. $89 on Udemy. Is spending that much is ridiculous. So he covers Big O, classes and pointers, data structures, linked list. I'm going to favorite this bad boy for later. Hey, thank you for the recommendation. This is awesome. By the way, this kind of idea of like Leon, my job test with HackerRank, and 100%. Is that a lot of companies, do I agree with this? I don't not agree with this, but if a lot of companies are moving to this idea that they're going to test people with HackerRank, guess what? If that's what they're doing, and you know that's what you're doing, guess what you need to be spending your time on? It's the truth. It's like, you know, you got to spend your time on HackerRank. You got to start. Look, again, I don't talk about stuff and then not do anything. I don't have to sign up. I could log in for developers. You know, what's my email? I did it with GitHub. You know, I'm not going to lie. Boom. So they have this thing called Interview Preparation Kit. And I think it's awesome. And let's take a look here. Kind of like what I was talking about. They have like warm-up challenges. I only did one of them. I'm not going to pretend like I did this 100%, all of it, but you know, I did the first one. I'm working through it. But here's the thing is, you see the percentages here. 70% of company test arrays. You know, 40% of companies test soaring, and that'll probably be like and string manipulations, which is all stuff you should know. 40% of companies test hash maps. Basic, not you don't have to get super complex. And then when you look at, like trees, only 12% companies test that. Graphs, only 15% of companies stacks. Linked list, 8% of companies test as recursion and backtracking. Only 5% test. So if you literally do the warm-ups, arrays, and, do strings and soaring, and if you never get to dictionaries and hash memories, you'll be all set for a lot of the interviews. And I'm not saying you have to do this, for everything, but the companies that are using HackerRank, this is one way of doing it. One thing they also have is they have this idea of like certifications, and I'm not saying these certifications mean anything, but I took the JavaScript Basic and I took the React Basic, and my next goal is to take JavaScript Intermediate and stuff like that. I don't think they have React Intermediate. I'm also gonna take some of these. And the reason why I would say take some of these, not so much for, well, I have a certificate on HackerRank, but take it because it's another practice challenge for you to try and to see how good are you at solving challenges that have a time limit. And this is a great way to do it. So definitely a great, mention about, HackerRank testing stuff. Got Thanks Leon, the people like Cold Steel has a good course. Yeah, Cold Steel is a good instructor as well. Yeah, everybody's like, lots of love. We'll definitely check it out. Yep, got it for $10. Yeah, that's how much you should be spending on Udemy. $12, $10. Why I can't see detail page as not logged in user? Because I don't want people to see the detailed information unless they're user. Basically you'll be able to read the blogs and then see projects, but if you want to get more details, if you want to get more detailed information of the developer who wrote it, and people, it's going to have people's resumes, it's going to have people's projects, and I want people to be part of the community that are actually going to engage with those people. So if you're going to engage, you got to log in. And that means when you give feedback to people, let's say you leave a comment, I don't want you to leave a jackass comment and not be logged in. I want you to own up for your comment, because I want you guys to leave productive comments. I don't want someone to and I'm sure there's going to be trolls there, but I want that community to be for people that are willing to use the community, give comments and feedback that's helpful. And that's why I kind of put everything behind logged in. It's not going to be paid. It's going to be totally free always. But you're going to have to be a logged in user. And at the beginning, I'm going to have people that, especially when I'm still building it, I'm going to have test users. Those of you who want to have a user created and be able to leave the initial step, you're actually going to have to email me, and I'll set you guys up with a user, because I want to pre-screen people that I trust or or people that I know are there to do a job. I don't want somebody to sign up for it and then not do anything. You know what I mean? I want people to be part of the group of people that are constantly focused on building stuff and development. And I think of most small and mid-sized company, if you have a good portfolio to show, they'll talk about your portfolio and that you build instead. Yeah, 100%. And that's exactly what happens. And by the way, guys, don't think that there's no jobs available. There are jobs available. And if you're not getting hired, one of the reasons is it just might be because you haven't built a portfolio that is significant enough that shows people what you're able to do, or at least you're able to talk about the code that you've wrote in your portfolio comfortably enough that gives people confidence that you can do it. And look, I coached this chick, by the way. The credit goes to her. She put in massive effort, Katya, and she followed the stuff that I told her. But what she did is she built her portfolio. She built the projects. She took the John Smigler courses that I recommended, and that was enough. And she was able to get hired as a React developer, and she's been doing an awesome job. And so I know that the stuff works. I know you're able to get a job, but the thing is that you still got to do the work. It's not easy. It is hard. And if you're not building, you're hurting. That's just the way it is. You're not going to be able to get to where you need to be. The job that I have now, if I didn't focus on practicing building stuff from scratch, again, I would not be able to do the work, because people come to me and they give me a requirement, and it's my job to be able to figure that thing out and code it, and that's the way it is. So coming back to, since we don't have any new questions, to Leon's question, which is, let me scrolling up. Where is it? Was it Leon who asked it? I think it was you. Nope, it was Jason. Sorry, I'm confusing everybody's names, but yes, what are your favorite coding channels? So why don't we go on YouTube's and start. This is how shameful I am. Obviously I'm kidding, guys, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna do it. Obviously, what are the best channels I recommend? Well, Coding After 30, I think, is the greatest channel on YouTube.
like I'm gonna tell lies like Donald Trump, you know. This is the best channel ever. I don't know. That's how he talks. I don't really care about politics, but like this is the greatest channel ever. So if you want to learn, this is where you go. You learn like a lot of stuff. This guy is amazing, best. But with all seriousness, like I gotta fix this. I didn't update this later. I gotta actually add some more channels, which I'll do live with you guys, like represent. So Practical Web Development, by the way, it's a channel where I just put 5-minute tutorials. Obviously, it has one tutorial. That's it. But this is like a channel where if there's like 5-minute tutorials or less, that's the premise here. So if you want a quick fix how to do something, a lot of people have been asking me because I'm using Strapi in my project. How do you set up Strapi with PostgreSQL? You could go here. By getting the shameful self-promotion, guys, out of the way, let's talk about like some of my favorite channels. Like the second channel here should be I'll plug it in here in a second. Here is Coding Addict, and this is something. This is John Smigla's channel. Here's the reason why I'm going to tell you this is one of my favorite channels. This guy, he's a Udemy instructor, right? He makes money by selling courses. Let this sink in, right? He makes money by selling courses. At first, this pissed me off when I saw this. It pissed me off. But at the same time, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is super generous. So this is his channel. He, first of all, has a lot of great tutorials. But what makes it even more great, look at this. This is a 10-hour video, right? React tutorials.
APIs are products of the digital economy, from grocery payments to the latest sports results.
Okay, YouTube, thanks for
what's up,
doing YouTube and like whatever. So anyway, this is the first 10 hours of his React Udemy course. So if you're not sure if his course is going to be good, you're not sure like, you know, if you should buy it, you could literally take the first 10 hours and you learn a lot in the first 10 hours. And he gives it away for free on YouTube. And I talked to him and he's like, he really believes that a lot of content should be free. And by the way, if people are putting in the work to build courses and make stuff, you should definitely pay them for it because they're putting in their time to make all that stuff happen. But Coding Addict is definitely the channel that I would recommend as one of my top channels because it's straight up, you know, right to the point. You get a lot of great stuff, a lot of amazing tutorials. And so that would be the first channel. And like, I got to make sure I'm not a hypocrite. Your channel, customized channel. I hope it doesn't show my crazy details here. Go here. Edit content. Find a channel to add here. So we're gonna add Coding Addict. We're gonna move it here. This guy right there gets the top #1 spot. Publish. So I'm gonna have to adjust this. Okay, go back to my channel here. So the next channel I really enjoy, and look, Dev Mentor Live, guys. He's been on my show. I took some one-on-ones with him. They're $80, but they're definitely worth it if you could scrunch up the change. He's really knowledgeable. He also has a lot of amazing tutorials on his channel. This guy definitely knows his stuff. So by the way, if you're not sure if you're able to pay $80, I got you. I get it. But still go check out his channel. He has a lot of great videos. He also does a lot of live coding that he used to do. Now he's doing a different format because he's so booked with students that he's focusing on that right now. But check this channel out. He's got a lot of stuff. Dev Mentor Live, amazing channel. Next channel that we have here that I have to add, and I'm glad you guys asked me this question because I could update this. Hamza Amir, he's one of my friends, and I put it here because he's a great guy, does good stuff, but he's been so busy with work that he hasn't been doing a lot of YouTube stuff, which is, I understand. He's been promoted to senior engineer. Congrats to that guy. So I got to add it this list. But Coding Foundry, guys, if you're looking to learn C#, ASP.NET, and you're looking for a online bootcamp that's not going to rob your bank in terms because it's self-paced, very affordable, these guys are it. And if you want to get a lot of value, again for free, their Tuesdays and Thursdays stream that they do, their developer Q&A stream, and their live that they do, they give so much great value. Even if though you're not into ASP.NET and C#, you learn a lot just in general. And they're serious about, like, for instance, the one project to build it all. They talk about the project that you should build to guarantee you get a job. 100% agree with what they talk about. And you don't need to do C#. You could build it in your preferred stack to get an idea. They talk about, like, let's see here. Go to videos. Their job search tips that they give on this channel are phenomenal. One of the ways, like, how to guarantee to get hired. I don't know if I'll be able to easily find that video. The perfect developer resume, good video, you know, is a good one. And they give so much great content that I definitely like it. Next channel that I like, and notice how, like, most of these are not big YouTubers. I'm more concerned with YouTube channels of developers that are more into diving into the code. So another one that I like, I believe it's called, I'm going to add them to my thing here, is Blue Collar Coder. I think that's what it is. And notice how all these people, Jack Harrington, another amazing channel here. And let me copy this link so I could add it to my thing. This guy's tutorials are phenomenal. He, again, puts this out for free. He has a bunch of stuff on React too. A lot of good basic first tutorials. You guys should take this. Like, you should, if you haven't checked out this channel, you should definitely check out his channel. So let me go back into my channel here and add this dude. Let me kind of move Code of Foundry here. Yep. Let me add Jack Harrington's channel here. It's an amazing channel. Done. Save. So if you ever forget what channels I recommended, you'll be able to go to here and kind of check it out. Check it out, right? You know, and there's a lot of others, like Brad Travesty is given, you know, like all those, like DevHunt, all those big YouTubers are great. But for me, actually, like, and then, like, there's one more channel for CSS. King of CSS. I don't even know, like, Kevin CSS guy. I think it's Kevin CSS. Yeah, this one, Kevin Powell. I took about, like, this guy is amazing. So this is from, like, a bigger YouTuber, you know, 300K plus. This is another guy I recommend and channels I watch. But other people, like, you know, Brad Travis, all this other stuff, like Brad Travis is good, but that's a given, right? I wanted to recommend to you guys maybe some channels you guys haven't heard about. And I like basically any channel that's more or less about lifestyle coding, but more about the actual code. Because my goal, like, I obviously talk about stuff coding on YouTube here, but my goal is to first be a developer and get better at developing. And so I only follow people that are really into the code. Ben Avod is good, I guess, but sometimes some of his stuff is, you know, it's not for beginners, I would say. But let me just add this guy to my list of channels here. And so that's kind of like the people I recommend. And obviously I have more recommendations, but I could spend forever. So I'm going to kind of see if you guys have any questions and continue to talk about what we learned working at my job. Oh yeah, there's one more channel to recommend in a second, published. Yeah, so Kevin Powell's and that matter I talked about. Let's go to my channel here, your channel. And so for entertainment, guys, you know, if I want to see someone trolling people, I'll watch Tech Lead. But for entertainment, I really like Fireship's channel. He makes really good, like, you know, 10-second videos or 100-second videos. He does, like, a lot of, like, code not this or not that, like really short, entertaining, but very educational videos. So if I want to entertain myself and have fun on YouTube, this is the channel I recommend. You know, it's amazing. And you know, that I'm gonna like stop here because otherwise I'll be able to recommend channels forever. But that's kind of like what I would say and to do. And let's see, look at the comments before. Yeah, your Trump imitation is legit. Dude, I got small hands. Hold on, proper Trump. I got small hands. I can't even talk like him. He talks like a complete idiot. But you know, people hate him like him. Somehow he became the president. I hate politics, so if you tell me Paul is a Biden supporter or Paul is not a Trump supporter, Paul Trump, there's certain things I like Trump did. I guess maybe not. I hate all politics. I don't ask me about politics. I hate Biden. I hate Trump. I hate any politician. Hey, you could hate me for that. I will never make this channel about politics. If so, like here's like I watch LinkedIn and Twitter, and randomly Twitter will suggest like posts to me, or LinkedIn I should say, suggest posts to me that are politic related. I unfriend those people. I block those people. If anybody says anything to me politic related, I unfriend you instantly. You could go like shove your politics up your butt because this is about development. This is about becoming a better developer. So I don't want to hear it. And that is my view on that, just in case somebody tries to, you know, take me out. Yeah, and got a shot. Coding Face, yeah, 100%. Coding Face is a legit dude. He makes good courses. Like I used to be member to his site. I can't pay for everything, so after a while, I kind of canceled my membership. He does like really good content. Amazing guy. I want to do a stream with him, but he's been busy. I get it. Like he's awesome. Code Man. I'm gonna have to check that one out. Coding Face, I follow. I love Coding Face. I chat with him once in a while. YouTube. Yeah, but there's a lot of good ones. And this is what I'm going to tell you guys when you find a channel. Listen, yeah, Codeman, yeah, looks good. Here's the thing. Stephen Mischuk. I say Mischuk because I'm like Stephen Mestercock, like that's how I mispronounce his name. He's good, and I took his courses too. On before I started, I was into WordPress and PHP, so I took his HTML, CSS, and PHP and SQL course. He's really good. So there's a lot of great Pradeep YouTube channels. Here's the thing: there's a reason why you're watching me, and is it probably because my personality, the stuff that I say, like it resonates with you, it makes sense. And then some of you guys watch Coding Face because the message that he talks about or the way he talks about things resonates with you. And so I'm not gonna hate anybody if you don't like my channel because you can't relate to me, and you could relate to Coding Face or somebody else. There's plenty of channels. So what I'm saying to you guys, find someone you are able to relate to, someone you like, someone that you watch motivates you to get off your butt and code. Like, I'll be honest with you guys, this guy, I hate him. I hate this dude, not as a person, and to be honest, like not coding. What's his name? God damn, I can't even remember his name. God damn. Oh, Tech Rally likes him. So let me go on Tech Rally. Like, so I could look up the guy. I love Tech Rally, by the way. But this guy, Christian, hate the dude. Can't stand him. And you know what? It's okay. It's a free country. Why do I hate him? I don't know. It doesn't matter. But that's the whole point I'm trying to make. Actually, I didn't share my screen. Let me share my screen. Tech Rally, I like Tech Rally. Hate Christian. Would never have Christian live for whatever reason. And it's probably an irrational hate. And he could hate me too. He probably is like, why does Coding 30 hate me? He doesn't have a reason to hate. Whatever. I just say I don't like him. You know what I mean? Don't like his character. But the point I'm saying this is because I should have an opinion of who I like. You should have an opinion of who I like. I can't get mad at you guys. Chris Shaba are very successful. Real hustle, makes a lot of tons of money. Is he a good developer in my mind? No, he's not. Whatever. You know, I said it. But the dude knows how to make money. He's very successful. And you know what? I guarantee you there's so many people that watch his channel and watch his channel and were able to make a huge difference in their life, and that's perfectly fine. And that's what I'm saying. Find someone to follow who you like, who motivates you to do. And I guarantee you, there's so many lives that Chris Sean changed, right? And I'm sure there are people that watch Chris Sean that would never watch me, and that's fine. And that is the thing that I'm trying to say to you. There's no YouTube guru you should idolize. You should follow the people. Yeah, Leon. Yeah, I'm not gonna publicly say stuff because, you know, everybody has an opinion. I don't like two-faced people. I'm not saying he's two-faced, but I don't like when you say one thing and then in the next video you say something out saying you didn't say it, but then I could go into your video history, find a video of you saying it. You know, like, and when people call you out on it, you're like, no, I never made that video before. It's on your goddamn channel. You made that video before. If you call me out, guys, I'll be like, yeah, sure, I fucked up. You know what? It is what it is. And there's nothing wrong talking with money, but are you making money? Right? That's what I'm saying to you. Are you making money? Guess what? Chris Sean could talk about money because he's making money. He doesn't care if people watch, like, he doesn't care if you're able to pay your bills. He doesn't care if you make money. Maybe he does. I don't know. Like, and we all need money to support yourselves, 100%. Here's the thing is, my advice here, I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell you the truth because I don't, like, I'm going to be rude right now. I don't give a fuck if you watch my channel. I don't care. I don't care if you like what I do because it'll never change my message. It'll never change the message of, dude, if you're not doing the work, you'll never get hired. If you're watching and following these YouTube gurus, hey, if you think I'm a YouTube guru, don't follow me. If you follow these YouTube gurus and you try to jump from the most popular to whatever, you're not doing the work, you're not coding, you're not going to your interviews, you don't even have a portfolio, you're not going to get hired. And so I'll never sugarcoat my message. I will always tell you, you got to do the fucking work. You know what I mean? And look, I get passionate, excited, and this is my message. And you don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. But it's a free country. And I love all of you guys who support me. And you don't have to, you know what I mean? And I'll be perfectly fine with that. There's a lot of people that come and troll my channel. They don't come anymore. I appreciate that. Like, I didn't block anybody. They just stopped coming. So I appreciate the people because they see that I'm generally trying to provide value to the community and get you guys getting jobs. And what do you think about Jonah Spretzel Days? Like, I can't pronounce his last name. Very good courses. I took his CSS course. I have all his courses that he sold. I bought so many courses that I didn't even finish. I spent over $3,000 on Udemy courses. Put that in perspective. That's over 300 courses I have on Udemy. So you don't, like, to become, if you take 5 courses from Udemy and no more, like HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React, maybe Node, whatever else course you want, data structures, algos, don't take any more courses, just start building stuff. You're going to get hired. You don't need 1,000 courses because I guarantee you, most of you guys never finished them. I've never finished them. And if you have 1,000 courses but yet to complete a portfolio project, you got to figure out your priorities. And what's cool about Jonah is that he does go into, like, pretty good detail in his course, especially his JavaScript course. And he's saying he's doing his HTML, CSS stuff. Yeah, very good course. Very good course. So guys, if you haven't smashed the like button, smash the like button. If you hate me, get it. But don't dislike it because you hate me, because, you know, okay, fine. You could dislike it if you hate me. I don't care. But like it if you, like, for you guys, for you, the people in the chat. So, you know, so basically, you know, I know we're talking about, like, a lot of great stuff, talking about things that I've learned. One of the things I learned at my job, besides that tutorials will never prepare you for being job ready, building stuff does. The second thing I learned, it's okay to not know things. You know, Alex, you're 100% right. You need to, oh God, I canceled my credit card that was connected to that account because I didn't want to buy any more courses. I don't want to buy any more I don't want to buy any courses. I don't want to buy any courses. Like, it is ridiculous. Here's one of my accounts. One of my accounts on Udemy. So here's, by the way, here's something I'm going to show you guys just to put things in perspective here. Let me share my screen again. I have 2 Udemy accounts. They're both around 200 courses, so I'll probably have almost 400 courses. This 201 courses, and mind you, these are not archived courses. if I go to my, not recently accessed, if I go to my archived courses, I have 31 archived courses and then my 31 all like regular courses. So this account has over 230 courses here on Udemy that I bought with my own money. If I log out, this is my Coding After 30 account. Gotta log out here. Log out. If I log out, I'm about to drop a truth bomb on you guys. Get ready for this. Let me log into my other account. Log in. I have 2 Udemy accounts. Log in, different user, Paul Braslavsky, not Coding After 30. I use the same logo, Coding After 30, because I figured when I start leaving, comments and stuff, people could brand me. So this is another one. Let's see how many courses Paul does. How many courses does Paul have in this? So this is non-archived. 47, right? Non-archived. The reason why this has 47 non-archived because there's 200 some odd courses, which I'm never going to finish. Some of them I did finish. So let me archive them and at least try to make it. My goal for my lifetime is to complete these 47 courses here, which are different from my other account. Let's look at archived. Are you ready for this? 128 courses. So this is like 170 so courses. My other is 260 courses. So it's well over 400 courses I bought on Udemy. And let me tell you how pissed I was when they released the monthly payment plan. For $29, you have access to majority of their courses. And you could, $29 a month, way better. Kin, God bless you. Hold on a second. Let me come back here, because I'm about to drop a truth bomb. I'm about to go off a truth bomb. Dude, I understand those 5 cells hit hard. They happen every time I log in. Fuck bullshit. Big B 420. I gotta stop swearing less. I'm trying to keep it PG, guys. But yeah, wow. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, 100%. Let's all coding videos so that YouTube algorithm. Yeah, do that to all my videos, by the way. Guys, want to help me out? Go back and find a video, watch all my videos and then comment on which one you think was good and which one was bad. I don't care if it's bad. Give me some feedback so I can make better videos. But if you comment, it doesn't matter. YouTube loves when people comment on videos. Holy yes, dude. Blah, blah, blah. Kin, have 361 courses. Legit. Yep, same here. I'm 21, but like running his videos as podcasting work. Yeah, I get it. I have 1 Udemy course. You're amazing, West Gnosis. If you finish that course and build a project, you'll be ahead. You'll be like the top person to follow. Yeah, you are weird. You have a weird mindset where you actually try to finish what you start, Lucky. That is impressive and amazing. And then watch another one. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. So here's the truth bomb, guys. After 300 almost 400 courses, was I able to land a job from doing tutorials? Truth bomb alert. Truth bomb alert. Here comes. No, I wasn't. And neither will you if you're not building stuff yourself and getting that confidence that will allow you to, under pressure, build something, because that's what you're going at your job. I'm not saying you can't look stuff up. Look, somebody disliked my YouTube. This is stream. By the way, this is first one in history. Someone disliked my stream. If they're still watching, thank you. I appreciate at least your honesty. And it must have been like Christian supporter or a Trump supporter or a Biden supporter. But anyway, I don't care, whatever. Even if the course has 40 hours of content, yeah, 100%. They have some good courses which are epic. So here's another thing. I'm getting to this point. The most important thing, another thing I learned at my job is that it's okay to ask for questions when you get stuck. It's okay to ask for help when you get stuck. The biggest mistake you could do, and I've done it, and I learned the hard way, the biggest mistake you could do at your job starting out is you're there, and this has happened, so I'm going to tell you. Week 1, I start building stuff. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm stuck. I can't figure it out. But I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed to ask for help because I feel that, number 1, oh my God, someone just reversed their dislike. I just peed a little bit because that also never happened before. Someone Oh, I gotta fan myself. Like whoever you are, I hope that you achieve all your things in your life, man. I hope your life is amazing for you, brother. Like seriously, I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry on stream. It's very emotional feeling. Thank you, my friend, for allowing me to keep perfect track of all likes on my stream. No, really, I do appreciate you. Listen, guys, I care about all of you guys, and that's why I always try to tell you guys like the things that I've been through and the truth about coding, so you guys don't make the same goddamn mistakes I made, so you actually get to where you're going. That's all I care about, you know. Listen, especially if I want to make a business and doing tutoring, I want you guys to make money, so you guys have money to pay me for tutoring. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, guys? Oh no, he disliked again. Must have been because I cried on stream. This is an emotional roller coaster. God damn it, 2 dislikes now. You guys are gonna kill me. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, second thing, 3 dislikes. You guys are gonna kill the channel. I'm telling you. I'm gonna get depressed, go on binge drinking like vodka with whiskey, and it'll be the end of coding after 30. Anyway, so what was I saying? So it's okay to ask for help. So I went like 2 weeks stuck at a problem, never asking for help, and then they asked me like, hey, Paul, like, listen, it's been 2 weeks. You haven't done anything. What the hell is the problem? I had like my manager talk to me like really like concerned. You're not doing anything. And so here's the thing. You're going to be at your job. There's going to be things that you're like, man, I don't know what I'm doing. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Those developers, they will help you figure out what you need to do and set you back on track and make you guys have a more pleasant experience. Like you're never gonna know everything, and now like so the guy that reviews my code, he said to me, Paul, listen, as long as you're not making the same mistake over and over and over and over again, it's okay. But if you're making the same mistake all the time, that's bad, you know, because making mistakes or not knowing something, that's okay. And he says, look, whenever you're not sure how to do something, stop coding, reach out to me, and I will help you, because I'm much rather take 5 minutes of my time and point you at the right direction rather than have you spend 2 weeks trying to figure it out at work on your own. So that's like very, very, very important. Man, there's a lot of people laughing, and that must be because of my emotional roller coaster that you guys put me through. Don't you guys know that my self-worth is directly tied to the likes on my channel? So like you almost sent me into like the state of like the biggest sadness I've ever felt. But guys, look, if you have to truly though, if you guys don't agree with me, you could say it in the comments. And here's the most amazing thing. I was talking to someone that I disagreed with forever, right? I'm talking to them, I disagree with them. I'm like, yeah, whatever. No, I don't think that's right. And then they're like, Paul, hear me out. Which I will. I will always hear you out. I'll never like blatantly be like, oh no, go whatever. I don't care. I always give people a chance. Always hear them out. And he told me something. I'm like, oh wow. Like I literally totally never thought that perspective of it. And he totally changed my mind against something that was so thick-headed and hard-headed that like would never ever be able to like figure it out. Not figure it out, but be able to be like, oh yeah, this person is right. And they gave me valid reasons. And I was like, you're right. So, Dominic, some people will say, never do work for free. My first internship, with that being said, was unpaid. That unpaid internship led to a paid internship. That paid internship led to a contract role. Working, doing PHP stuff with WordPress for a marketing company. So there is value. If, let's say, you try to get a job, you can't get hired, and you're like, I want to get some experience. If you look for a paid internship in your area and you can't find a paid internship, but you need experience to get hired, then do a free internship. That internship is going to be very valuable for you. You know, so if there's lots of those in Canada and you want to get some good experience, do it, because that's going to be worth way more than the money you make. So I worked at a company, right? I worked at a company, my first React developer job I'm not like I'm gonna share with you. I got nothing to hide. I made $13.75 an hour. Might as well have had a free internship at that point. You know what I'm saying? So that after taxes, that was $900 a week. So a month, my income was $1,800. I worked there a year and a half, but I'm gonna do the easy math. For a year, I made $21,000 as a developer. $21,000 as a developer for a first year, and then I worked another 6 months and didn't get a raise. So I basically make $30,000 in a year and a half of work. But the experience that I gained working there, I was able to my next job get 3 times as much. You know, going from, you know, like I make $40 an hour now. That's pretty good. You know what I mean? And so that experience is definitely worthwhile. Where you first job or your first experience, like, you know, you get a year or 6 months experience, that's going to count a lot, and you'll be able to get a better job going forward. Yeah, last time I got emotional is when I finally understood floats. And you know what? Floats were annoying back in the day, but now that we have grid, Flexbox, all this other stuff, the only time you use floats now is never unless you want text to flow around a picture. That's the only time you would use float. I'm going to show you the only time that you should ever use floats ever. Everything else, you got to use, the modern features that we have, like Flexbox or CSS. Let me just copy some of this text. Just show you one example. Yeah, exactly. I don't even understand floats, whoever uses this. So I'm going to show you. And Anna, I'm going to get to your question in a second. Let me just do this quick example here. Code pen. Actually, I wonder if I have a example that will be very easy. Yeah, I'm going to show. Okay, I'll start a new one. So pen. I'm going to show you the only example to use. Let's say you have a div. And I'm not sharing my screen. Why aren't you guys yelling at me for not sharing my screen? I'm going to show you the only example to use floats. Let's say I have a div. And this div has an image. I'll find an image in just a second. And I think image has a source tag, an alt tag, blah. Let me make it bigger so you guys could see. Oh, shoot. That's not what I want. I want to make it bigger first so you guys could see it. The only time to use floats, guys. Right, we have our image. This is the only use case for floats nowadays. If you use floats for anything else, you should probably use Flexbox or, Grid, because they have stuff that helps better with that. And then you have, let's say, paragraph of text. Let's say paragraph of text. I'm gonna put some random text here. Right, you have paragraph of text, you have your image. So let me go find an image at Pexel Images, I guess. Why not? Let's find this one. This is videos. I want an image. This guy looks very productive. So open link in new window so I could get the. I don't want to. No, not. I don't want to download the link. I want to see the picture. Show me the picture. No, this is download. I don't want to download. Open image. Open image in new tab. Yes, that's what I want. I want the link so I could show you. Control X. Okay, let's go back to CodePen here. So this is the only time to use floats. In a scenario like this. Oh my God, this image is too big. How am I supposed to show my example with this image so big? Don't do inline styles, guys. It's just not good. mm, mm, mm. Yeah, so this is the only time you use float. You ready for it? Whenever you have an image and text, but you want the text to flow around the image, so you would, and I know I could do it in CSS here, but just for stupidity, I'm just going to do inline styles, which you shouldn't do. I mean, you can, like if you like it. Float right. Okay. I'm like so like G right, GHT right. What am I? See, like I'm messing up under pressure. Float right. Let me. When in doubt, look how embarrassing this is. MDN floats. Actually, yeah, I remember I have to float the image, I think. Floats. By the way, here's a pro tip for you. Whenever you search stuff, just type whatever you're searching for and write MDN. They have the most like up-to-date documentation. So here's a simple float example. Float left. I must have typed it wrong or right, or maybe I had to do it on the, hold on a second. I think I have to float the image. I'm an idiot. But this is how often I use floats, like never. Like if someone says you have to use a float, I actually don't even write inline CSS. And that's why I'm like, oh, what's happening? God damn it. You guys are, this is like super yeah, so here we go. So this is the only time you use floats. It took me forever because I don't use floats ever again anymore. But if you have a paragraph and you have an image and you want text to flow around the image, you would use floats. And let me just make this like super small just to kind of show more of like how it would function. That's too small, 35. So if you wanted, like if you were going for this type of effect, and you could probably add padding to the image, whatever, 4 or 5 pixels to make it look nicer, I guess. And so like if you wanted to image and have paragraph kind of smoothly this is the only time, that's only the scenario you use floats. All right, this is it. I'm glad that I was able to answer this question. Let's come back to more important question and more productive question that Anna asked. Yep, that's what I was trying to do. Click and do whatever. And then Big 420, you were so correct about that. You disappoint me with floats. I am disappointed that you use floats. I'm just kidding. Yeah, you got this. Yeah, I got this. No, yeah, listen. Here's the thing. I'm fine with making mistakes, but I still code stuff and I still build stuff at home, and you should too. So Anna asked, what are some of the good questions to ask potential employers to avoid toxic work environments? And this is something I wish I knew. Apparently I didn't know this when I first got my job, and I actually worked for a very toxic company. So what you need to do, and you could start like this, and when you start talking, this is the question I asked. Be like, hey, this sounds really great. I really like, and I think it'll be like, I would be an amazing fit, like working at your company. Can you tell me about the onboarding process? Like what happens the first and second week when you get a new hire? And then they'll basically be forced to tell you kind of, what is their process. And based on that answer, you're kind of going to get an idea of how they're like. If he starts stumbling and not knowing, then that's a bad sign. If they say like, oh, we just throw you into the thing and expect you to do this, you'll be like, man, I don't want to work for a company where they just throw you into the thick of it and don't leave you like on your own accord. And that question will allow you to kind of get a sense of that. And a follow-up question could be like, it's like, oh, you mentioned this. Can you tell me more about that? Or then you could be like, yeah, I think, what the hell is it called? Like workspace culture is like very important. What is your culture in your job? What do you believe in and stand for, what you, and just ask those type of probing questions. My favorite one, by the way, is that onboarding question. Can you tell me like what to expect my first and second week doing onboarding, and what kind of support you provide or stuff like that? Because that will definitely allow you to understand if the company is willing to invest time in their new hired developers. So the last company I interviewed with, if I were to get hired for my next job, that's the job I would take. Right now, I do have a job, so I'm not pushing that right now. But if my second job, that'll be it. And literally, they told me there's a 90-day kind of like get your feet wet, get used to the code base, slowly build up, the complexity of code you're working. And then they basically tell you, look, we use a lot of TypeScript, we use GraphQL, type. ORM, which uses TypeScript on the back end with GraphQL, for GraphQL, whatever. I haven't used it yet. I have to learn it. But they give you 90 days to actually, while doing some basic bugs at work, spend time to learn that technology, and they support you all the way. They invest in you as a developer, and that's the type of stuff like you wanna hear and kind of do. This is why I got emotional when I finally understood floats. Lol. Yeah, 100%. Man, but guys, I love all of you guys. Thanks for I got liking the stream. So many likes, and you guys are awesome. I know I joke. I hope you guys know that I love to joke around. I hope you guys know that I want to put some fun into this live stream and give strong opinions, because it's okay. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't care about my opinion. You should care about, are you yourself doing the work that you need to do, and are you getting value from me that motivates you to do the work, to be productive? And by the way, like I mentioned before, we do have a Tuesday night project night stream. That's where I'm working on that code dev project that I showed you. Let's see if it's still open. Is it still open somewhere? I don't know if it's still open. It was open. It was not open. I closed it. Here it is. It's open. So this is obviously this is not complete, but this is the project that we're working on. You could log in and then you could see it's still work in progress, but we are building a real project that's starting basic, and with each iteration we're going to add more complexity to it over time, because your goal as a developer not to build the same app 10,000 times, but it's to build an app and then build a same app or similar app with additional complexity, where you're really showcasing that your development understanding is improving. So if you want to be part of this, I do these streams every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. And also we have a Discord channel. So let me copy our link here and I'll post it in our comments here. So if you want to join our Discord, join our Discord. Guys, honestly, I love talking to you, and I know there's a bunch of you guys in the comments, and I know some of you guys just love to listen, and some of you guys like to ask questions. But hey, let's open it up for some more questions. Any question that you want to ask, and any question that you want to do, there's no crazy silly questions. If you want me to show you something in code, if you want me to talk about some more stuff, but while you're waiting for questions, there's a reason I started a YouTube channel before. I started a channel not only to show my journey and to provide value to people looking to make a transition into career, but I wanted to put myself out there as a developer. And when I started my channel, I was not a developer yet. So I felt the pain of what it's like not to have a job. I talked about the reality of the struggle. I talked about all the issues I ran into, and I was, you could ask anything, literally. Don't ask me dating advice. I'm not good at those. But I could try. I didn't know what I was doing, but I stuck to my game plan. I stuck to learning. I stuck to building, and eventually I was able to make it. I was able to become a developer, and I've been working 3 years now, and I still feel like I don't know anything, but somehow I'm still employed. And that's okay. And this is where we all start. So any channel that tells you coding is hard, coding is hard, that tells you coding is easy, you could get a job in 3 months, maybe you can. But the number of people that is going to be able to do it successfully is very small, like statistically, and not being able to have a good portfolio. Not like, if you don't want to do YouTube, you shouldn't, because YouTube is stupid, because it's hard. It takes so much time out of you. You could use that time to keep coding. But one good thing to do is to have a blog where you do, like, I'll show you something. This is something I learned. Like, I didn't come up with this. And obviously I don't do this because I have a lot of stuff going on and I already got hired. So this is not like, you know, something that, like, I want to get back to doing it, and I will. But doing this kind of content, it doesn't have to be huge, and I'll tell you why. So everybody should have a blog, and I set my blog with WordPress. So this is it, and there's a lot of crap in it. The one article that I wrote, how to build a simple form with React.js with styled components. So I made a little how-to, which I, you know, build example of styled components. You could check it out in action because it's deployed on CodePen. You see, like, you could type stuff here because it's in code on CodePen, right? It works. And so I wrote this article, and what you do with this article, right? Because you're trying to get a job. If you don't have a LinkedIn, what are you doing? What are you doing? You don't have a LinkedIn, what are you doing? You don't have a basic portfolio site like this, what are you doing? I bought this template. I didn't even make this because I don't even have any projects here yet, but I have this, I call these resume portfolios, where at least it's your name, Paul Boslawski, right? It has my LinkedIn, right? Everybody should have a LinkedIn. And by the way, when you write an article, you are able to go here and you're able to share the article that you wrote as a post. And guess what? Recruiters see it. They see, oh, this guy must be a developer because he's posting articles about developing stuff. I don't put cat videos here. All the stuff I put here, Big B, oh cool, I didn't know you had a blog or had one. I didn't know I have one either. That's how much effort I put into it. But like, I definitely I put it there like because I have to do it. I have to do more. I have to build my brand. I have to build my experience that I'm a developer. So when someone goes on your LinkedIn, like you might not be hired. Like you might not have like the experience like I have now, because I had to start somewhere. You might not have it. You might not have you know, your skills that people endorse you yet. You might not have like recommendations yet. This is something you have to build to. But what you will have is you will have your basic LinkedIn profile, and all your posts. Don't post like stupid stuff, cat videos or whatever. Like you know, like all your posts are going to be related to coding. You know what I mean? A good example of this is one of my friends here, Vahid. He's trying to get into development with Python. So look, he created HTML, CSS, JS, and Python. You could clearly tell what he does. I really like his layout. You could see his portfolios. He's open to work. Look at his activity. So he talks about pandas in Python. I didn't even know how to use pandas. Input validation with Python. He has all his stuff here. Look at this. This is the stuff he's posting. You know, sometimes you share some of the stuff I post, which is amazing. Input validation with Python. I got to get this guy on live stream. This guy is awesome. You know, Python calendar module. So when you post content like that, where you're showing how you're solving a problem, you showing that you're coding, recruiters will go to your LinkedIn, and all they see you're actually creating content around code, or you're posting your code example, they're going to be like, wow, this guy's a developer, this guy's a programmer, he's putting it out there. So you gotta do that. Like, as a bare minimum, if you are serious about getting a job, and you know, definitely you need to have a you know, like this, and it shouldn't be anemic. You got to be committing stuff to your GitHub. It should look like you're literally doing some stuff. And let me show you, like, just to show you, like I started this. When people say I could get hired in 3 months, what are you smoking? I started trying to break into code at 2013. But here's the truth. I was lazy 2013, not committed. I was lazy 2014, not committed. I was lazy 2015, not committed. I was lazy 2016, not committed. 5 years of wasted time. I tried to do it again. 2018, I said, screw it. I'm going to take this developer thing seriously. And I never looked back. 2019, 2020, going into 2021. Represent, get. And a lot of this stuff is throwaway code. This is a lot of learning code. It's not like fully completed portfolio project, and it's fine because people want to see that you're involved as a developer, being involved on your LinkedIn, sharing stuff that you've done, having a GitHub that looks legit is important. Building that brand and making sure that you are promoting yourself. That's something you got to do. And I talked about this. And kind of saying this is that you have to not only learn to code, but you also have to learn how to promote yourself as a developer because no one's going to do it. No one knows you exist until you tell them you exist. Like, I'll give you this fine example. I love all of you guys, but you had no idea who I was, and you would have never had an idea of who I was if I didn't start putting the work and promoting myself on YouTube. You would have never knew who I was. And it's the same thing with you trying to get a job. If you're not getting into LinkedIn, you're not like, I have a lot of connections with recruiters now. So if I want to find a job, I start hitting my recruiter list. You know what I'm saying? You got to put in LinkedIn, you got to be putting yourself out there. Just like you would have never known that I existed if I didn't put myself out here on YouTube. Same way someone won't know that you're looking to get hired if you're not putting out yourself on LinkedIn, you're not trying to talk to people, you're not posting content on LinkedIn at least, and your GitHub, like posting your GitHub and sharing the code you wrote on LinkedIn. No one's going to know you're a developer looking for a job. Like, that's just the hard facts and truth. Damn, Lucky, I'm so sorry. I tried to fix my sleeping schedule, but those dope live streams won't let me go. Yeah, don't know what to do. You could always watch them the next day, but I know it's a lot of fun to interact, and I would miss you if you went, because I love the fact you like if I were to give out points for people asking questions, you'll be in the top. It's like a drug, bro. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, same here as for NCH. Yeah, good advice. Also that Git is good to use a different branch and then commit the good. Yeah, definitely don't want anything broken in your master branch. Definitely want to show like the best stuff that works. Yeah, and to be honest with you, if you go to like a lot of my code is just shit. Because a lot of it was learning. I was learning a concept, so I code it out, and then boom, I move on to something else. But I commit everything because I want to have history of my learning. And what's interesting, you look at my earlier code, and then you look at some of the projects that I have now that are more complex. You're like, wow, Paul actually learned how to code, and here's the history to prove that he went through the process and did it. Yeah, I got your solution. It's called time travel. Or I should do like a live stream in the middle of my night, not yet. Yeah. So yeah, but look, guys, you guys are the best community that I found. Like, I feel like whenever I'm depressed, I do suffer like from depression time to time. I also have very addictive personality, and I have addiction problems. I'm not telling you this to kind of make you guys cry for me. I don't, because the truth is all of us have some sort of things that we're dealing with in our lives. So everybody's life is tough. Like, nobody like has got it easy. Even if you think somebody's got it easy, they're still suffering with someone. Like, there's plenty of people who are rich who commit suicide because it's not enough. Like, they're missing something in their life. So everybody struggles. So by me telling you that I struggle, I don't want you to underplay what you guys going through. But you guys motivate me to not stop. You motivate me to keep going and continue to put my best foot forward even when I don't feel as good, and you carry me, the days that I don't feel like doing anything. And I hope I carry you guys when you feel less motivated and you watch my live stream. You're like, man, Paul's stupid, but he's still getting it done. He's still going after it. It motivates you to make things happen. That is why I do it. And I am so thankful for all of you guys. Without you, I would be nobody. I would be just some random dude on YouTube. But like, if you guys are the bricks of this channel, So I could never thank you guys enough for being such amazing supporters. And if you haven't smashed the like button, somebody just smashed the like button as I was saying, you don't need to, but I thank you guys. I appreciate all of you guys. And like when I started the streams, I would have 0 viewers. I would have 1 viewer. And if you go back, they were all this excited. Like I would always have excitement no matter how many people are watching my stream. It's 0, 1 person, none person, whatever. Don't care. I will always try to be authentic. I will always give you the best opinions, even if you agree or don't agree, if you like me or not like me. I will also tell you the truth to help you guys stay motivated and not get discouraged when things get hard, because they should be hard. You're trying to be a developer. You're trying to be a software engineer. Not everybody earns $150,000. You're doing a job, or you're going to a career that will allow you to make $150,000 at some point, which is a pretty good income. So it is going to be hard. You will be tasked with solving hard problems. And so like I applaud you for getting after it and getting stuff done. And you guys are amazing supporters. And by the way, if you guys jumping late on this live stream, we're gonna end it in a little bit, unless you guys ask more questions. If you guys start asking questions, I'll go on for another hour. So don't give up your question asking stuff. And 100% figuring out the time different things. And so ask questions. I'm here to help you stop with anything, anything you guys struggling, anything you're not struggling. If you guys have wins, if you have wins you want to share, if you want to be hey, I did this, I accomplished this, I felt amazing that I accomplished this. My audio was off. I'm yelling here because I'm so excited. So I could see that my audio was jumping too high. So if it was too loud, I apologize for that. Let me knock it down a bit, make it easier. But listen, I'm really excited about this. I could talk about this forever. So ask some questions, guys. Let me know what's up. Let me know what YouTube channels you're watching. Let me know what courses you took. Let me know, what kind of food you guys eat. What is the best dinner for developers? I should make that video. The best dinner for developers. A bunch of CD drives. I don't know. It's a bad joke. Yeah, I got to remind myself, though. I did swear a little bit on the stream. I got to remind myself to keep it PG-13 because I think you need to swear to provide excellent family-friendly content here. But anyway, if you guys don't have anything in terms of if you guys had to give some feedback, constructive feedback, and I got to get back to making videos on top of these live streams, but what feedback do you guys have for me? What should I do, or are you generally happy with what I'm doing? Is there certain content that you guys want to see more of, less of? What are the struggles you're having? So at the beginning, I didn't remember anything. So then when you don't remember anything, that just means one thing: you need to practice repetition. So write down that, for instance, using filter, I just wrote out 10 examples on a piece of paper, freehand, and then I remembered it. Just repetition is the key. So if you don't remember stuff, don't just make an excuse, oh, I know how to look it up, unless it's useless stuff that you don't have to remember. Then yeah, you could look it up. There's certain stuff you need to use day to day, stuff that you kind of need to know. Just write it out 10 times on a piece of paper, the same way you used to do it at math problems, the same formula a bunch of times. That's going to help you to remember it, and that's going to make it easier. So the basics and the fundamentals you should strive to know, and then all the other stuff, for instance, how to use a certain framework, how to do use params hook. Now I remember it, but I'm just using that as an example. Use params hook in React Router. I'm oh shit, how do I do that? So then what I would do is I would go and look that up, because I don't have to commit that to memory, because I know where it is, and that's not JavaScript specific. It's frameworks library specific. So I might not use that framework, so I don't really have to remember that. That's what I would do. But right now, depending on the complexity of the problem, so if I'm in the comfort zone, 80% I know, 20% I look up. Now let me contrast that with when I'm in a challenge zone. Basically my recent thing that I'm working on. It's been really tough. It's a lot of back-end code. I'm not as strong in back-end with Node.js as I am with the front-end stuff. And there's also a bunch of stuff I don't even know. So that's the opposite. It's 20% I know, 80% I don't know. So I spend a lot of times reading, researching, and now I'm getting to a point where it's 60-40, 50-50. Like I'm hoping next week I'm going to be at 60-30, you know. And Anna, that's actually amazing. Currently trying to combine React and D3. It's slow and painful process, but you know, it's a very good combination. And there's a lot of companies that use D3 for data visualization that will make you a valuable asset to their company, especially like as you start working as a junior dev, because a lot of junior devs don't use D3. So you're gonna kind of have another feature that stands out, especially if you're gonna be at a place where they do data visualization with use D3. That's one of the things that I need to do. There's a project I'm doing with my friend. At some point, we are going to to add D3 into it for the data visualization. Big B420. I listen to a lot of people on YouTube, and I'm sorry, on Twitter Space. They have some cool talks. You active on Twitter? I have Twitter. I'm not really active on it just because there's a lot of nonsense on Twitter, and like I'm trying to limit my Twitter interaction to like whatever. But my Twitter handle is, I don't even know what my Twitter. It's like probably coding 30. Yeah, it's coding after 30. My Twitter handle is at coding 30. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, I'll throw it up there. I even have Instagram that I don't use either. It's coding after 30 Instagram. So I'm mainly on YouTube, but I know Twitter is useful, and I started, the only reason I use Twitter is because there's like people like Brad Traversy, Dennis Ivey, a bunch of other people that a lot of these developers on the YouTube space, they interact on Twitter. So if I want to message them or connect with them, I will, basically reach out to them on Twitter. Pedro Zurita. Let me, I don't even know. Yeah, I normally I use Twitter on my phone, obviously, but because I'm on my computer right now, I will show you Pedro I can't type and think. This is ridiculous. Oh, are you guys talking to each other on goddamn YouTube? I'm a moron. I'm thinking like they're sharing their Twitter handles for me to follow you guys on Twitter. I know I'm not that cool for you guys to share your Twitter handle. That's okay. Just follow me on Twitter and then I'll follow you back. That's how crazy I am. So let's look at the comments. Yep. Yeah, that's amazing. And seriously, like, don't let... I'm not saying that it's easy to get a job after like your late 40s or over. Like obviously everything is hard. Let me come back here because I went through so much stuff here. Yeah, there's so many people, like, don't let age stop you. It's never too late. You guys could do it. So I make $16 an hour full time with benefits. It's worth taking a job for 12, no benefits. No, definitely benefits is the most important thing. I don't like my contract role right now. I don't even have benefits, so I have to provide them myself. That's expensive. $16 an hour with benefits is amazing. I wouldn't recommend, unless your job really sucks, I would definitely not do it. I'll just put this in perspective. If you wanted the $12 job equate what you're getting in benefits for your $16 an hour, that should not be $12. It should be $25 an hour. You know what I mean? So you're doing way better with benefits. I would definitely stick there and stay there. My first college day on Monday after learning programming for a year. Hope it's going to be a little bit. Hell yeah, it's going to be easier. That's amazing, Lucky. That's fantastic, dude. You're gonna kill it, bro. Thanks, Big B, watching out for my audio. Hi, bro. I'm 27. Didn't know coding. It's been a month. Have started HTML. I'm very demotivated because, dude, I will. If I could reach through the screen right now and choke your neck, in figuratively speaking, it's not a threat. In the Rails, I started coding seriously at 36. I am 41, and I don't regret it. I don't regret it starting late. You're 27. I started at 36. You're almost starting 10 years before me. I doubled my income within the first year of working. So by the time you get to 36, my age, you're gonna be making over $150,000 for sure. I wish I was your age, like 27 and getting into the field. If I was 27 and did what you're doing right now, this is to motivate you. If I did what you're doing now, I would be easily making $150,000 right now, and I would have had like the most amazing job. So by the time you get to 36, which is before I started, if you don't give up now, you're gonna be killing it, bro. Let's say it takes you 3 years to get a job. Let's say, just say, I don't know, you don't know what, like, it just doesn't work out for you. It takes 3 years, but you get it at 30. You're still gonna have like another 30 years until retirement to work at a job that's going to 3 to 5 years from the time you start pay you over 100K. How amazing is that? Where else are you gonna do that, bro? You know what I'm saying? That's some motivation for you. Congrats, Lucky. Are you starting CS? Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, 38, and you're a kid compared to me. 100%. That's what I'm saying. Like, I started coding at 36, you know, and I took the slow path because I didn't get my job until 39. But the one that was not a freelancing gig, like a real job working at a company. Yeah, like, you are a baby, 100%. You know. Pedro, when did you start? Had any coding background? I know someone that 46 and blah blah. We already talked about that. Yep, a lot of good conversations here. Yeah, you know, like, Pedro, this is one thing that I gotta say to you guys. Age is, you know, it matters in the sense that, you know, our time matters. And so my suggestion would be, just like Pedro's saying here, 6 months have gone all in, is this concept of go all in, you know, like, let me put this into perspective. For some of you guys, maybe this is not going to make sense. So I used to be a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and MMA instructor. I was really good. I loved my job, and I was really good at it because all I did is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu 7 days a week, literally worked 10-hour days just because I loved it. I was really good. When I decided to switch careers, I quit. I closed down my school. I quit helping my friends gym out, and I stopped. I haven't done jiu-jitsu in the past 2.5 years because I committed to being a developer. I went all in. I breathe, eat programming. I still make time for my personal life. Once in a while, I still like game or watch Netflix. That's fine. You got to live your life. But you got to commit to, I'm a developer, and this is what I do. You're going to get some great fundamentals and foundation with IT college. That's good. You definitely don't need to study Java or C++ unless there's specific jobs that you're looking for that use Java or C++. If you're doing web development stuff, I would say doing JavaScript-based tech, like learn JavaScript for the front end with React and then continue with Node.js for React. There's nothing wrong with that. Or if you're going to go, like, you could do ASP.NET and C#. If you're really into Python, you could use Python. But don't pick the language willy-nilly. Like, pick a language that you know there are jobs available and they're the jobs that you want. For instance, I don't want to do data science, so I'm not learning Python. I'm doing JavaScript, Node.js instead. One of my first jobs, I learned C# because I was required to learn C#. But now that it's not a requirement, I try to only get jobs that are specifically in JavaScript. So for me, Node.js, JavaScript, React on the front end, or anything JavaScript based. The current company I worked at, because they use Python for part of their backend, like I would learn Python because I already worked there and I'm already getting paid for it. But any language you choose, as long as there's jobs for it, are great. Yeah, definitely. Yep. Just bought front-end master subscription. Nice. By the way, front-end masters, it's $50, but so worth it. So worth it. I did use their subscription. And the cool part, like you could stop at any time, and then you want to take some of their cool courses. They do kind of, what do they call it? The style of courses they do. Damn it, I forgot the word for it. They're like seminar, not seminar type of classes, whatever, but really good classes. And they got legit people. They got Kyle Simpson on it, the guy who did the JavaScript, you don't know JS book series, which is amazing. Can't recommend it enough. Yep, and then the time. Man, thank Raven Web. Sorry if I messed up your name. Keep up the good work, bro. Your channel is really inspirational. I'm almost 40 and just started learning how to code. It's just a bit difficult sometimes because I'm still working for time. Yeah, 100%. A lot of us are in that boat, and the struggle is real. And I literally struggled for the first 2 years of coding, learning to code, and I still struggle, not to the same degree as I did before. And it's part of learning. It's always going to be there, but you know, that's what it is. Like anything worth doing is going to be hard. You know what I'm saying? So keep it up. You have a lot of great comments. I like how you guys chatting with each other. I'm going to crush it. Thank you. Let's go. You're welcome for your answer. No, you know what, Lucky? Actually, it is a problem if you can't like sell yourself. And there are companies that it's illegal, but there's a thing called ageism, and they won't say, oh, blah blah blah. They'll just say, oh, we found a better candidate for the role, even though you might be like super qualified, because their culture in their company might be all 20-year-olds, like a startup. You know what I mean? And they will actually make that, you know, kind of judgment, or what that's called. What's that word? I can't speak English anymore. When you judge someone but you shouldn't. So like, yeah, like, you know, it's a thing. It took me years to get over it, and the way you get over it is you just become the best that you could be. And a lot of times when you're younger, it's hard to see it. So like, but it is a thing when you're my age, and like I had many interviews where I went and they were like, we found a different candidate. I'm like, motherfucker, I'm just as qualified, if not more qualified. And it's just the culture of the company, like whatever. But it's not every company. Like it's not even half of the company. So you're right. It doesn't matter. And you just have to get over it. You have to get over the imposter. So Lucky, you are right. But it's still a thing in certain places. And so I don't want to say that it doesn't matter. But the way you get over it is you build better projects and you learn how to talk more about the project. Man, we had a hiring freeze. Yeah, those do happen for sure, especially with COVID. A lot of companies don't want to take any chances, and that sucks. The good news now is that because a lot of companies are slowly starting to get back into the office, and a lot of people don't want to go back to work. So at least in US, there's starting to be more jobs available than candidates for those companies. Yeah, that sucks, man. Like, you know, and I worked in Thailand like for a little bit, and I knew people that work in Thailand who got paid. I know it's not India. India is even less, but in Thailand, it's crazy. People were not making the same money because the thing with India is so much opportunity and so many qualified people. Like thing about India, it's like if you have a college degree, that's almost not enough. That's so ridiculous to me. And if you don't, like, it's so competitive and it's hard. But I would say if you're in India is try to go on Upwork. That's when Upwork makes sense, and try to build a reputation of Upwork, so where you could live in India but start getting jobs in countries like US. And I know it's very common where you're able to get 16, 20, 10 bucks an hour, 25 bucks an hour, which is still less than what developers in US make, but it's amazing wage for India. And that sucks. It sucks, man, but that's the reality of it. Like, ideal situation is living in India making US dollars, but that's hard to do. But 100%, man, all of you guys, I know we've been streaming for a while, and my voice is starting to go. We hit 2 hours, guys. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all of you guys. I wish there was a like button for me to smash for you guys. And so if you're not on our Discord, follow on Discord. If you're on Discord, I'll put the link in here, and I'll kind of put it here. And before we go, psychedelic and positively keep me from being proud of what I have learned. I'm never happy with whatever I make with code, and always listen. I don't feel that same way too. But you gotta just think of it this way: everything you build, just next project, try to make it 5% better. The reason why I don't have a portfolio right now, is because, and by the way, you're so young, man, you're gonna kill it regardless. But the reason why I don't have a portfolio now is because stuff that I initially built sucks compared to what I could build now. And you iterate. As you mature as a developer, you just build better projects, and you replace your projects that you weren't happy with slightly better projects. So no, dude, don't even worry about it. That's not a thing. jQuery, there's still some companies use it. I wouldn't say if you learn JavaScript and you know it very well, learning jQuery, you could learn it on 2 weekends. So don't try to kill yourself learning it now. I wouldn't learn it unless you work for a company that requires it. And Pedro, thanks for sharing all your knowledge. Helps to know. Not a soul, right? Yep. So yeah, I mean, this is why I do it, is because I want to be on, there's a lot of great YouTube channels, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that give valuable advice, but I'm in the trenches. I got a job. I started from nothing. I got to working as a developer, and I want to talk about my experience in exactly the way it was. If I'm going to sell stuff, I'm going to sell my own coaching services. I'm going to sell myself, but I will never sell it at a cost where I'm going to try to sell your dream and say, if you buy my course, guys, have you not seen, I'm going to show you this, 1 second, just so you kind of know, I made this short a while ago. It's not that funny. I think it's funny because there's a lot of people that they try to sell your dream just so you buy their courses, and that's fine. I totally fine with that. And they sell you a fancy dream because they want you to kind of, buy their courses.
And I just got this,
whatever
baby.
it takes. So check out this video I'm going to share with you guys. If you've probably seen it, if you didn't see it, I'm going to show it for you guys here. Let me make this bigger. It's a short, so it'll be very quick. Let me stop my audio music for a second here. Where's my Spotify? Yeah, by the way, I'm always coding, guys. Jesus. Whatever, you could play the music, get the gist of it. Check out this. This is I would never do stuff like this to sell my courses.
It's amazing. Work hard, I just got this, baby. It's amazing. Work hard. I took this course on Udemy. 3 months later, making over 250K. You could do the same thing. Just get my link. It's super awesome.
Hey, get away from my car, man.
Yep. And I just got this, baby. It's amazing.
Yeah. I would never sell courses by selling your dream first. It's not fair. I much rather build a channel on telling you the truth and telling you exactly what to expect on this challenge of becoming a developer, and then have you guys do the work that is required to accomplish it. And that, even if I sell courses, that's how I'm going to do it, or my services, coaching and stuff like that. So that's it, guys. But with that being said, lol. Yeah, 100% GVS 321. Yeah, so With that being said, guys, I know we've been killing it on the stream. I appreciate all of you guys. I hope you achieve the things that you're trying to achieve in your life. Send good vibes to you guys, to your families. I hope you're all doing well, no matter where you live, no matter where you are. Just lots of blessings your way, lots of love. But at the same time, the work is what makes luck happen. The work makes the luck happen. You get lucky and you're able to take advantage of the luck because you've done the work that led up to it. So don't you ever forget it. So with that being said, I'll check you guys on the next stream. If you want to help out the channel, the best way to do it is just watch my other videos and leave a bunch of comments or likes if you want. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next live stream. If you like project-based live stream, Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, I do our portfolio building live stream. And then as always on Saturdays, I do this stream. So if you did jump in late, I'm so sorry. We had such an amazing stream, but I love you. And you could always rewatch it after I post it. But with that being said, guys, I love you so much. Thank you so much. Lots of love to you guys, your family. Hope you have the best of the weekend. And I'll see you guys next stream. Now I'm going to fumble, try to figure out how to end the stream. I think I clicked this button.